Hello again, class. Craig here, and you'll recognize the Purdue Online Writing Lab website from my earlier video when discussing the lens of rhetorical analysis and academic argument essay 1. We want to assess the rhetorical situation when we're analyzing the essays in preparation for our response, right? Which in essence, the whole process is an activity that fulfills our student learning outcomes, right? We're reflecting on the prompt and composing our essays that provide support and provide adequate integration of quotes with proper citations. And when we support our claims, we want to make sure that we're including facts, examples, and details. So just as you have the guide in the book on pages 92 to 93 that you use to help you focus your rhetorical analysis for academic argument essay number 1, you can use that guide as well. But you can also visit the Purdue Online Writing Lab like I did in the week 7 review video and review Aristotle's rhetorical concepts. We've discussed logos, ethos, pathos, right? Telos is now another concept that you can bring in, purpose or attitude, right, of speech or writing. Again, like I said last time, I think that kind of relates to pathos too, because you're dealing with emotions and words have emotional connotations, which contribute to the author's tone and their overall attitude. Are they being sarcastic? Are they being flippant? Are they being serious? Are they being formal? Right? And obviously kairos, right? Time and place. Now, when we did our academic argument essay number 1, vegetarianism, the environment, the effects of raising animals for food on the environment, global warming, these are all extremely relevant issues in our current time. Just as for academic argument essay number 2, we have extremely relevant issues. Identity, stereotyping, right? Gender, sexual orientation, disabilities, race relations, media bias, Black Lives Matter, discrimination, stereotyping in general. So again, as I kind of move to our topics, as you notice, right, all of the essays that we've read from the textbook for this prompt, for this topic, if you would, right, they all have a respond at the end of them that can help guide your response. Do you want to write about gender identity and stereotyping, or LGBTQIA identity and stereotyping, or disabilities and stereotyping, or racial identity and stereotyping? When you go to the database, as I showed you in the Searching for Sources video, we have all sorts of different possible topics to focus on as well from the Gale Opposing Viewpoints database from the library. So I hope this topic is clear, and I would like to think that everybody would have chosen, right, one of these ideas to think about for your pre-writing and your outline. And you have quite a few sources that we've read for class that you could use as your secondary sources. And you also have many options for searching the Browse Issues database. Now, what I want to do as we move forward with the rhetorical analysis and lens for essay 2 and focus our analysis with rhetorical analysis in mind, right? Focus our evaluation. If you kind of move forward in this Purdue Online Writing Lab page to rhetorical situations in general, they have a nice document here with 13 slides that are very helpful, right? Rhetoric, as we know from our definition in our textbook, right? And the rhetorical situation. As we're moving forward, we've been discussing this whole semester about culture and society, as it says in the prompt, and putting things in context, right? And when you think about kairos, right? I always say the modern day word for kairos, for seizing the moment, for understanding time and place and how it relates, A modern day word that could apply is putting something into context with relation to time and place and environment, right? And that's within the bigger context of culture and society, right? Your culture, your personal characteristics and interests affect what you write about and how you write it. So essay number 1, we purposely chose, I chose diet choices because everybody eats, right? And although most of you might not be vegetarians, you recognize that Kathy Freston made an effective argument, even if you choose to still eat meat. And that's what Rogerian strategy and Rogerian argument is all about. Remember, rhetoric and Rogerian argument were our first 2 terms. And essentially, right, when you bring in your culture, your personal characteristics, your interests, you're invoking your ethos. And I encouraged you to do that in essay 1. I said, why not begin with an anecdote about what you had for lunch or dinner before you read the essay, how your diet choices, give specific examples. Because remember, it's all about facts, examples, details, and descriptions. And when you want to find facts to help liven up your anecdotes, right? Think of the 6 questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. When you want to focus on details to help liven up your descriptions of your culture, right? Think about 5 senses. When you're describing something, what does it look like? Especially with essay 1, with food, what does it taste like? Taste was a big reason why a lot of you said we should continue eating meat, just less of it, as Freston suggested. So when you're thinking about context, all of these factors, and again, not only did these apply for essay number 1 on our diet choices and the effects on the environment and raising animals for food, but now this is even more specific, right? For essay 2, because we're dealing with identity and stereotyping, and right, your age, your gender, right? All of these ideas, those specifically though, right? But again, all of these help shape context and the essays that you construct when you bring in your anecdotes, when you bring in your evaluations and your analysis. So again, for our purpose is always to, everything's an argument, right? To inform and to persuade, right? So again, keep the topic in mind. And you can kind of continue going through the slides if you want, because what I wanted to do was just kind of remind everybody of the role that rhetorical analysis plays when you're analyzing your sources for academic argument essay 2, just as it did in academic argument essay number 1. This lens of rhetorical analysis is what you focus, right, your evaluation of. Your rhetorical analysis should answer the question, is the argument effective? And by focusing on ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos, and if you so choose, telos, hopefully everybody will be feeling more confident about understanding how to evaluate for the rhetorical situation. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will continue to provide opportunities, right, for us to continue focusing on different perspectives on this rhetorical situation throughout the semester. It's not just the readings in the book, it's the readings from the Purdue OWL websites and other reliable sources that can help us expand our understanding of this lens for which we focus our analysis. As always, thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, please get in touch. And thanks for watching too.